Good day and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. My name is Jesse Jackson Kauraitha and I will be your host for today. Once again, unpacking the latest sports news in and beyond Namibian borders. And now for the latest on the hit list. Today on the hit list, we start off with the Namibia Premier Football League. Of course, it was indeed an eventful weekend with teams moving in the table. Well, important ones is that Eeshoke Chula Chula are now top of the Namibia Premier League, topping it with 47 points, of course, followed by African Stars with 1 point. Eeshoke Chula Chula getting 6 points in the Premier League this past weekend after beating Mighty Gunners by 3 goals to 2, and then once again beating Life Fighters by a goal to 0. However, African Stars, which started the league at the top of the table, have dropped to second place this time around after only getting a point over the weekend. They beat, of course, they drew against that Blue Waters on Sunday. However, their surprise was a 1-0 defeat to 11 Arrows at the weekend. Ongos FC in third place, also doing very well, while KK Palace also in fourth place, doing very well. Now, the Premier League, we did have some interviews for you with the goal scorer of Bucks Buccaneers, who are also making strides.
I have Sipiwe Matlala, goal scorer of the winning goal. What a goal! Take us through the goal before we speak about the game.
Yeah,
It was in the box.
Yeah, for the goal to come, it was. We spoke about it in a changing room. You understand? So that as soon as we get the ball, we need to attack more so that we can get goal. You understand? So we try to go inside the box and do whatever the coach told us to do. So we got the direct play and then we utilized the goal.
All right.
Yeah.
How do you think you played, and how are you finding your time in Namibia playing for Bucks Buccaneers?
It's very good. It's very challenging. The league. It's not easy. I can say I'm slowly adapting. I'm enjoying. Yeah, Bucks is a good team, and I'm here to deliver.
The next game, what can we expect from you?
Next game we are expecting for the 3 points.
3 points.
Yeah, 3 points.
Congratulations and beautiful goal.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Sure.
Of course, there was a Commerce School Sports Chess Championship here in the capital city. One of the talents of the future are actually, or they competed in this competition. Our reporter, Mariette Ngula, was there and has compiled these interviews for us.
My name is Anna Mongo and I played under 15 girls today. I'm representing my school, Cosmos High School, and the tournament was really fun. It was nice. It was unexpected that there were only 2 under 15 girls who participated today. I won gold and it was really nice.
You're joined by Haipinge Pomwene, the under 19 boys gold medalist. Haipinge, congratulations on that gold medal. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
how was the tournament for you? Break it down for us. So, it was a full day tournament, 7 rounds. How did that go for you?
The tournament was quite long. I didn't face that many struggles, but it was quite a good tournament.
And preparations wise coming to this tournament, how did you prepare for it?
I prepared mostly using YouTube, but yeah, just YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then, you just scooped 7 points from this tournament, beating everyone you ever faced. So, are there any tournaments you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the Junior Closed Championship.
Okay. Now, I think congratulations on winning the goal once again. Thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, thanks.
You're joined by Malik Yarago. You won gold in the boys under 7 age category. How do you feel about that?
Good.
Okay. How was the tournament for you? How did you find your opponent?
He did 2 league moves and then I won and then I called and when
Oh, okay. And then, how did you prepare coming into this tournament? You play a lot of chess.
yes I do play.
Okay. So, right now, Malik, thanks a lot for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you. My name is Penny and my surname is Shilonga. I played under 7 and
and the easiest person that I played was Malik, and it felt nice, and I loved the tournament, and it was so fun. I felt I felt like I wanted to win.
You're joined by Samuel. Samuel, you won gold in the under-9 boys. How do you feel about that?
It was good and the players was easy for me.
We are joined by Tony Shikongo. Tony, congratulations on winning the gold medal there in the girls under-11. How do you feel about that?
I feel so great. My opponents were tough. I made some blunders, but ended up making it as first place.
Talk to us about your preparations coming to this tournament. How did you prepare for it?
I did some puzzles. I was like searching on Google how my opponents are gonna play. I just searched for everybody to see how they play. I prepped some openings, and yeah, just played some few chess games and watched YouTube videos.
Okay. Are you gonna play any tournaments before the national?
I also qualified for the girls, not for the girls under 12 junior closed. That's what I'm focused mostly on, but this one is the one because my age group is very easy.
Matthias Simon and Sami Dviteto, of course, were the champions of the Rossing Marathon that took place at the coastal town there. Of course, very important, over 4,000 participants taking place in that one and competing for top honors. Well, Dviteto and Simon, of course, winning those categories. Matthias winning the men's category and Dviteto winning the women's category. Now, our reporter Adam Hartman was there and has compiled this video for us. Well, at DTS, there was indeed an action-packed volleyball for all competition that also took place at the weekend. Now, we hear from Heiko Castleman, the director, of course, of the sport there at the DTS, as well as other participants that competed in this action-packed and fun event.
We are joined by the tournament director here at Volleyball for All. Mr. Castleman, thank you for joining us. Just tell us what is happening here today.
Yeah, we just started this 40-second ETS F&B Insurance Volleyball for All. And we have got, as always, full house with 192 six-a-side teams and 24 four-a-side teams, so 216 teams here at the DTS in Olympia. We have started at 8 o'clock and it will go until in the evening, until at least 6 o'clock. So we will have around about 520 games on 20 courts. So it's a big event, about 4,000 people we expect.
Okay, so what are you going to do differently this year compared to last year?
Well, actually, we did not do anything different because never change a winning team, and we are actually really up to our limits with the amount of teams, that's for sure, and also the amount of spectators. So there's actually just one difference that tonight at 8 o'clock we're going to have a live band. So maybe that will attract some of the players to stay a little longer to party here.
Mr. Kesselman, thanks a lot for your time and all the best of the day.
Thank you very much, Marriott.
Hi, good day. My name is Willie Yun. I'm working for Akinam. We've got two teams here attending today with the volleyball. The vibes and everything is great here. Everybody working together. We're here for the friendship, making new networks. As you can see, we are Akinam networkers, so we're here to network with people. With some of our clientele is also here. So we're here. It's an awesome day. It's a sunny day. For those who are not here, please come visit, join the people, and enjoy the people. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bonifacius Paulino. I'm here on behalf of Bank Vertic Marketing. The Volleyball for All tournament is an amazing tournament that we're taking part in. Bank Vertic have about 12 teams taking part, but for Bank Vertic Marketing Department, it's our first time, and we're here to have a good time, to enjoy and to compete, and to see who gets the trophy at the end of the day. Thank you.
We'll now go for a short break, and after that, we return with more sports news.
Taking flight has never been easier. Paratus is introducing Sky-Fi internet packages with speeds that will have you reaching for your seatbelts, starting from $500 Namibian excluding VAT per month, with speeds reaching up to 10 megabits per second. There's even a prepaid option where you can top up your Sky-Fi internet for just $15 Namibian per gigabyte. No contracts, no fuss. Visit your nearest Paratus branch to find out more, or go to paratus.africa/Namibia to sign up online.
Always prepared, Paratus. Wild and free, wild and free. So it feels so sweet, makes me feel like
Now let's hear from Clifford Gunovanto, who has been training as tennis players from a young age, those that are competing in a very important clinic.
Hi, my name is Clifford Gunovanto. I'm a professional tennis coach at JTTS. Yes, I have been at BNC, but before I went to BNC, I was here at Yuan Tennis School for 9 years. And from 9 years, then I just started going solo, whereby actually we're interacting, like grooming players, like doing development on basis of like going to school, approach them and get players and start letting them into school leagues and all that. So, and that was actually the main goal of like grooming players and putting them into the national rankings so that they can be a part of the tennis program. And I have been with BNC for 2 years. And after 2 years, then I had a year contract, which was supposed to expire in the next following year. And the goal of the contract was to get much as possible players into the tennis program. So throughout that program, in the same year, I groomed 12 players, and in the next two, then I groomed the next 22 players. So in all together, it was around 35 to 37 players that I groomed out. All of them never played tennis before in their lives, but the dedication and the effort and the love, the energy that they provided made it to a point whereby they are recognized now in the Namibian tennis world. So the majority of them are already ranked as a top 8 and top 5 and top 3 and number 2 and 1. So basically, the love of the game actually paid off. Okay, so far, due to the growth of young athletes participating, it's not actually output layout whereby it's all about the winning and losing. It's about the participation part of which that they show their epic of interest into engaging into something where they see it will be difficult, but they started falling in love with it and it makes it look easy as if they already knew it. So the whole goal in this is for the couple of years we have a heck of number of D lines whereby we have less tennis players. So what we want to do is we want to have more participations going than just to like have more players sitting and watching. So we want ones who are watching, they have to get in and play, and the ones who are sitting and watching have to be the next ones following up to go play. Yeah. All right. The only access whereby we can actually have players to achieve is when we actually have to start getting them involved because they can be players that can actually uplift their performance, but with no motivation and more dedication and responsibilities, it will be a little bit difficult. So we want more participations, whether it's win or lose, of which we know the energy that they provide is going to be the one that's going to give us the drive to let them get where they are. And definitely, we know how to get them there. So we have no doubt on competing. I did face a few challenges, whereby on mostly whereby as a coach, when players need to level up on a certain page, they when difficulties are coming in between players misunderstood the tactical and the constructive sides of level-wise coaching that you have to use. So we lose a little bit of players in between by leveling up because most of the players think the same way that they are in coach when they were under 10 is going to be the same way that they will be worked with when they are under 12. So on the highest perspective, that is actually the one that we actually start doing now, of which that I started encouraging coaches to start interacting with players so that they have to teach players to start making mistakes in order to withhold mistakes. Because the only way you can actually correct someone is when you have to see what you have to work on. Yeah. Our tennis in the current, the easiest thing to do for us to get the growth going is coaches need to stop competing and they have to really compete with themselves. It's not about who you are coaching, it's about how many you have coached. It's like how many are engaging. But what's the use of me competing with another coach if I'm not on the same standard in terms of me putting my standards first and uplifting my coaching, of which that can also motivate him to actually start doing that. Because the easiest way whereby we can start getting numbers in is when we have to start working together. Because without holding hands, it won't be possible. Because personally, tennis coaching is really rare in Namibia, and we have a handful of coaches. And through those handful of coaches, there are a number of coaches of which anyone in the country can point out and say, "No, I want to get lessons from those present." So remember, I was doing development program for 3 years on my own, and I just came to the biggest tennis school of the country. So that is actually telling you where the ethics and my work's ethics are actually laid out.
Our international correspondent Ariel Khat is on standby to give us the latest sports news from beyond Namibian borders. Enjoy.
Good day, everyone. Time for international sports news. And starting off with cricket news first, T20. It was the final of the men's T20 tournament played in India, and a massive win for India. They defended their title. They beat New Zealand in the final by 96 runs. Quite comprehensive victory. They scored 255 for 5. That's India in their allotted 20 overs. They were asked to bat first. that was by New Zealand, and it was Sanjay Samson that again was one of the great batsmen for 89 runs that he scored, and then it was 159. That was the score that New Zealand got bowled out before their 20 overs, and Jasprit Bumrah, again one of the stars with the ball, take 4 wickets for 15 runs. So that's India, the champions, 2026 T20 ICC champion. Moving on to rugby news, Six Nations. It was quite a few interesting games that was played over the weekend. The biggest one probably was a great achievement by Italy that beat England by 23 points to 18, the first time they've beaten them in a Six Nations game. And then also it was Scotland with beating France by 50 points to 40. Quite an exciting game that was played at Edinburgh. Ireland, they had to struggle. They had a hard game against Wales. They won 27-17 at home. So what it means now with the points table, it is France and Scotland both on 16 points after 4 games. Ireland with 14 points after 4 games. So any of these 3 can win depending on what happens the coming weekend. England out of it, they just have 4 points after, or 6 points after 4 games. This weekend it will be France that will be at home against England, and it will be Ireland at home against Scotland, and then Wales, they will host Italy. So those are the last games in the Six Nations. Moving on to soccer news, the FA Cup. It was English football 5th round games that was played over the weekend. 3 big teams that's through to the last 8 is Arsenal that beat Mansfield Town by 2-1. And also Liverpool, they beat Wolverhampton in a away game by 3 goals to 1. And Manchester City, they got the better of Newcastle. That game was played at Newcastle. The score there was 3 goals to 1. The draw of the next round, the round of 8, will be made this week. Closing off today's international sports news with Formula One racing news. It was Australian Grand Prix, the first one of the year in Melbourne. It was Mercedes-Benz that dominated, George Russell winning and his teammate Kimi Antonelli in 2nd position. It was Charles Leclerc in 3rd position in his Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton 4th in his Ferrari. And Max Verstappen in his Red Bull Honda, he came from 20th on the grid to finish 6th overall. That's international sports news for today. Have a great sport day. We talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.